Hello and welcome everyone. I am Linda Israel and thank you so very much for being here at my live stream on YouTube. I go live every Monday at 3:45 p.m. Central Standard Time unless I'm on vacation or something else comes up, but generally I'm live or I have a premiere video that you can come and watch. If you're watching this as a replay after the live stream has ended and you're on a computer, you can look for the little gear at the bottom of the screen and change the speed. If you're on a mobile device, generally the three little dots at the top, you can use those to change the playback speed to get through it a little faster, because generally my live streams last around 2 to 2.5 hours. I want to thank Robin for being my moderator and administrator and note taker throughout the live stream. She is generally my one right hand woman, if you will, and I am so thankful to have her. She also is an administrator of the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. Occasionally, if she's not available, one of the other administrators will come over and help me, or a friend will help me moderate the video today. If you have questions, please feel free to put those in all caps and I'll do my best to answer those questions. If I don't see it, please ask again. Or if you know the answer to somebody's question, please answer it. Hey, if you have a YouTube channel, please feel free to share with us by saying, hey, I have a YouTube channel and this is what I do on it. You won't be able to share a link, but you can at least talk about your YouTube channel. Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. If you are having a great day, let us know. But honestly, we don't want the negative, what is going on in the world right now, because we are here to escape that, to be inspired, to be friendly, and have some fun. During the live stream, you have an opportunity to earn junk bucks. You can type !bucks to see how many that you have once Junkie Joe is up, because this is preliminary and I've pre-recorded this. Once you have 2,000 junk bucks, you can redeem those by typing a ward and you can get a $10 off coupon to my shop. How do you earn junk bucks? Just by being here, chatting with us. So make sure that you speak up in the chat so that Junkie Joe registers that you're here, and by playing the in-chat games, and then also whenever you make donations. Occasionally I have raffles. In fact, right now there should be Junkie Joe coming up. You can type !raffle just as that says, and you can enter the raffle to win 200 junk bucks. If you make a donation during my live stream, do go over to my website at lindaisrael.com. You can see the name scrolling across the bottom here, and create a user account. Once you've created a user account on my website, make sure that you use the contact me form and say, hey, my name is on YouTube and I donated, and then I can get you added to the YouTube donator membership on my website. What does that do? Well, a member of my website in the YouTube donator membership gets 5% off orders in my shop, gets several digital downloads for free, and during the live stream when you donate, you get a chance to win the journal that I raffle off at the very end. Throughout the live stream, I will have different raffles giving away prizes. If you will type !raffle when you see those come up, then you can have a chance to win those items. We're going to get started here in just a moment. Thank you so much for being here today. When the video is over, come back and leave a comment. Tell me what you liked about today's video, or if you have questions and you're watching this as a replay, use that comment section down below. Also, look in the description box to links to the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group, as well as by Linda Israel, my Instagram, Twitter, my website, and generally I try to update the products that I use, and those links are in the description box as well. All right, well, let's get started.
I'm waiting on the computer. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you are here today. Thank you for hanging out with me. Hey, if you're lurking, please speak up in the chat so I know who is here. And if you are brand new, speak up in the chat as well as those that are my faithful followers that are here on a regular basis. Thank you all so much for being here. Oh, here's my nail design that I did for the week. I got the opportunity to hang out with Jennifer Edmondson for a little while. And what we've been doing is making nails, basically painting nails. And so I these are press-on nails, so I decorated them and then I use a sticky tab to press them on. And I like doing it this way because I get to be a little bit creative, do my own nails, and I don't have to worry about messing them up because they're on my finger. It's a lot of fun. So thank you for hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate you doing that. Oh, hey, Morgan Ellen. Hello, hello. I understand. Thanks for staying, coming for a little bit. Hey, Julie and Giovanna and Connie. Who else is in there? Susie, welcome. And Robin, thank you so much. Margie, thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate y'all hanging out with me. So let's see. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Jennifer was there, so I think they turned out really good. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Today I'm going to work on my mixed media journal. I'm sorry if I start to cough or have to blow my nose. My allergies are going crazy. I've taken 3 Benadryl today. Oh, yes, and Jennifer reminded we can wear these more than once because the adhesive tab, I can soak my hands in really hot or warm water and they'll loosen up and then they'll just pop right off and I can clean the glue very easily with alcohol and I can put a new glue tab on and stick them back on. Now remember, these are jewels, not tools, so we don't use our fingernails to pry things open or as a screwdriver. Oh, thank you, Margie, so much for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are a blessing to me, and I greatly appreciate you. So, pardon me if I'm clearing my throat. I don't mean to do that. I was hoping that the Benadryl would dry me up, but it hasn't worked yet. So let's see. I have kind of gotten started here with a junk journal that the pages, instead of going, from the right to the left, they go up, which I don't know. It was just something silly that I thought of because I was using these envelopes that are loaded at the top of the skinny end, I guess you could say, instead of from the wide side, which a lot of envelopes are made. Last week we made a journal that went inside here and we did a couple other things, but here's what I thought I would do today is I made an altar paper clip that I showed y'all last week that's two-sided. I did that so that when this page is being flipped up, this portion doesn't flop open. Pardon me, I'm going to take this stuff out and set it aside. So this is getting rid of all the extras. It's basically just the cover portion that we're working on. So I'm going to open this up, and here's what I did today. I was trying to prep a little bit. Pardon me. Before I got started. So last time when I put this together, I used a piece of the decorative copy paper, colored copy paper that I have to back the gel print, and then one of Norella's what is it? Spring Flowers. She has as our new artful kits. The link's in the description box. And then I made this where it is a flip so that you have additional writing space here as well as here. So I grabbed a couple of things that I thought would look really good. And one of those, I took a strip that was laying here on my desk and I adhered it to a book page. And before I did so, I added some distress inks across the top here. And I stamped it with the Henna Rose stamp. That's what's in the background. And then on top of here, I stamped it with the, I think it's called Twirling Ribbon stamp. I don't know if you do ribbon. Thank you, Robin. I'm glad you like this. So I thought it would look good as a side pocket over here. But as I look at this portion, it's kind of plain. So I thought maybe we should add some decoration to it. I'm grabbing a couple pieces of paper so that when I go to work on this, I'm not getting it on my background. So I'm just going to put a piece of paper there, move this over. Okay, so I think I'm going to do is get a stencil. Let's see. I've got more Little Daisy stencil, so I'm going to lay that down. This is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. The stencils are also 8.5 by 11. And if you didn't know, I make the stencils. I design them. I draw out the images by hand on my iPad. And then I turn them into stencils. So I'm putting on some gloves because I'm going to use some Distress Oxide. And I'm trying to decide. I think I'm going to go with the Seedless Preserves because it would be just a shade darker than what the paper is. So I'm just going to do this corner. I think that'll work. I'm going to do mostly like the perimeter. I'm doing it a little bit darker there. And I'm just using they're oval makeup brushes. Y'all have seen them around now for a little while. I may have a link on Amazon where you get, one time you could get 6, one time you could get 10. It just kind of depends on what's going on. I liked having multiples because then I just dedicate a blending tool towards a color. And I used my label maker to put the name on there. Some of the newer ones that people have been buying, the brush handle is different colors. It's not just black. So if you wanted a yellow, a blue, or whatnot. I think that looks good. Just kind of giving it a little bit of a pattern all over. Lay this over here out of the way. And so I was thinking of putting that on here. And maybe we'll add, I've got some stuff to add over here. Yes, I know I do. I know I do because I put it aside. So I'm going to glue this down. You have color groups on yours? Yeah. Yeah, you have that color. It's a pretty color. I really like it. It seems to work really well. You know, it's kind of purple. It's kind of pink. It's a little bit in between there. All right, so I'm just using Aleene's tacky glue down the perimeter of this pocket. So how's everybody? Y'all been good? You'd have to bling yours, Jennifer says. Have to add, she had bling all over her, the Tim Holtz. I had said, you know, put a bling so that it wouldn't roll off. That's what I did. But Jennifer went in and she's put bling all over her. She'll have to post a picture of it again in the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. All right, so I'm just going to glue that into place. Kind of pressing that down. I didn't choose an image to put on here, so I thought what we would do is we could do that together. So do I want a stamped image or one of Norella's image? So let me see what I've got here. I have this rose, And I could put it up high like that. I think that would look good. And I just saw one that I thought would work. This says, believe in yourself. Now, do I want to put it to where it's on the rose? Or maybe what I should do is see if I can find a little scrap of paper that'll work. Let's see what we've got here. Cut this little... So what if we were to do something where this was below it? I don't know. I'm going to do this. I'm going to rip this. Now, I don't think we need it that big. I was just trying to see if I wanted to put it to where you had a little bit of a background behind it. I don't hardly ever do little collage clusters like this. So I thought, well, you know, we can kind of play around with the idea. I know what Robin's going to say that I should use. It's not necessarily romantic. It's more of, you know, just flowers. And this one says, choose to shine. I had this rubber stamp that I already stamped, and I found it in my pile. Be the change you wish to see in the world. So I'm just kind of adding things to make it appealing to me, to make it pretty, and use some things that I already have. And I like bright colors, so I'm trying to really blend the bright colors with, maybe you could be a romantic. You got to believe in yourself, right? I'm going to add some distress inks. It's a little bit eclectic. Yeah, a little bit eclectic. I'm keeping it in the same color family. Bright colors, purples, blues, pinks. Eclectic flowers, yeah, that's another way to say it too. Okay, I like that. I'm going to add a little bit of distress inks to this doily. So if I were to put that how does that look? Do we need one more layer? Add a little bit of distress ink right here. I'm trying to decide if I want one more layer behind there. And, oh, I know what. I've got these are Spanish book pages. Let's see what happens. Does this help it? Does it hinder? You don't really see much of it. If I were to push it down, maybe like that, then that really kind of blends in, doesn't it? I'll try one more thing here. Maybe I could do something with that. I think I'm liking that look just a little bit. Oh, I ended up cutting two. I didn't know. Just add some distress inks to this piece. I could add a little bit of some pink or the picked raspberry preserves. Let's add a little bit of raspberry preserves here. I just had the brush. Where did I put it? There it is. Seedless, not raspberry, seedless preserves. I'm just adding a little bit to it. So it's not the old page. Just adds a little bit more color. What do you think? Hey Janice, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to lay this here where I can find it again. Okay, let's tie this all together. So what I'm going to do is I want this here. I'm going to move this down. I'm going to glue down this blue piece first. And I'm gluing it on my non-stick craft mat back here, just so that if the glue seeps through the doily, I'm not sticking it to my desk. It'll just pop right off of the mixed media mat. All right, so I'm going to put this one here. I think I need to stamp in the background, so I'm going to use the Henna Rose. So let's go like this. Okay, I like that. I'm going to come off this edge here. There. All right, move this out of the way. I kind of like the way the stamping comes out below. What do you think? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so that little blue strip was where I was cleaning off my gel plate. And so I kept that strip handy. You know, kind of use it as collage fodder. I think I'm going to come down just a smidge so I get this blue. You know, and if you don't have the exact color you need for a project, well, consider making one like I did with the Distress Oxide. You could use Tattered Angels, you could use acrylic paint, you could use watercolor paint. I like that. You know, I haven't done this in a while either. I'm going to grab a little bundle of some thread that I had over here. It's been a while since I've used it. So it can add that feeling of sewing. Just a little bit of the thread on there. I'm sticking that down. Okay. So I got that all put together. I'm just going to slide this up here. All right, so I want to put this piece closer to the top. So I don't want to glue past here. So I'm just going to glue down this edge. Kind of slide that into the glue. Okay. So this is still a pocket. Okay. Now I made this journal card and I know that it's covering it up, but I kind of like the layers coming out. I could rotate it, but either which way? Should I leave it that way? Hey Angela, how are you, lady? I hope you're doing well. I've been thinking about you. I sent messages to Patrick. I didn't want to bug you. Okay, I kind of like this. I think I like it this way. So then we have the front, and then we flip this over, and we have a journaling card, you have this whole journaling space here. Of course, the journaling card's two-sided. This was using the Diamonds with Flair stencil, the same color, which is Seedless Preserves. All right, so let's flip this over. So I found Be the Change You Wish to See in the World, and I think I want to put it where it's behind so you don't see it from the front when you have this open, and maybe we'll make it a little tuck spot. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. If you ever mess up when you're stamping on a piece of paper for a sentiment, well, just turn it over. There's two sides of paper. All right, so I'm going to put this, I think, kind of close to the corner here. Glue that into place. I need something over here. So should I use a different stencil, different pattern? Let's see here. Oh, let's use this one. I've got flowers and vines. All right, so I'm going to put some gloves on so that I don't... Did you see my nails, Angela, that I did? All right. Oh, no. And let's get my piece of paper here to put behind. And I think I want to make that where it comes down, or should I do it right in the middle? Let me see. I think I want the pattern down the middle here. So I've got the Seedless Preserves again. I'm gonna get this ready. I'm trying not to go over my book page that holds my little tip in. Okay. Well, I think there's a good amount of y'all here today. I have decided for the next couple of months, I'm going to take a break from doing actual live streams here on YouTube. My plan is, I've got a couple things set aside here that I'm going to turn into a couple of tutorials. So my plan is to put out some tutorial videos on Mondays at the same time, 3:45 p.m. Central Standard Time, for the next month or so. I need a little bit of a break, and we're also having to work a little bit more at work so that I can have enough money to pay the bills. So I am not going to be live for the next month, maybe 2 months. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to come back in September before I go on vacation, or if I'm going to just wait until October to start back up. Hey, Angelica, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yay! All right, so I put the stencil there, flowers and vines. I had to think about what the stencil name was. I kind of like the way that turned out. And I've got stenciling on this side. So my next thing, which I've now just misplaced, here it is I thought it might be kind of pretty to put a gel print that happens to match this one. And it's okay if it comes out from my page just a little bit. And I would glue down. I could put it down lower since we decorated up there. And then I've got another gel print that I could put on this side, and it's a different rubber stamped image. So should I put it at the top or put it at the bottom? So there it is at the top. Or should I put it down here at the bottom so that when it's open, it's across like that? Let me know what you think of which side I should put it on. And I'm going to grab, I'm kind of thinking maybe, do we want another stencil? Maybe a half piece? Not stencil. What is this called? Doily. Yeah, gotta pay bills. Yes, self-care. So if I put it like that, okay, I'm kind of liking that. Let's add some tattered angels to this piece. All right, so this is my spray box of stuff. Let's try it this way. And I'll lay it here in the corner. I'm going to go ahead and spray both sides. And I'm going to put a glove on so that I don't mess up my manicure, so to speak. So maybe a purpley. Do we want this color or blue? Oh, I know. Let's do a teal-like color. Or a blue. So I've got a, it looks kind of greenish, but it's greenish blue. Let's see what happens. I'm going to shake this up. All right, Kathy, thank you so much. At the bottom, she says. All right, let's spray that on. I kind of like that. I'm going to add just a little bit of this one. So that was Dragonfly Blue. I don't think I have this one in my shop, but it's really kind of a greenish blue. And then I used, this is from the Under the Sea collection. This one's called Waves. It's not as bright as Curious. It's just another shade lighter. I'm going to dry that real fast. If I can get my heat tool. Ooh. Hey, Morgan. So glad you could be here, Angelica. I know it's the big time difference. It's difficult. My father-in-law is in Africa right now. So the time change is 7 hours, I think. So it's, you know, he's always getting ready to leave when my mother-in-law is getting ready to go to bed or something. Okay, I think I like that color. This back over here. I think I like cutting this in half and putting it right here on this edge and then putting this behind it or over it. Yeah? Don't leave you out. All right, let's cut this in half. So I'm just using the line where I folded it. And I'm going to kind of put them back to back so I can use my Distress inks and go around the edges. If you got something really fragile that you're trying to add Distress inks with, put another piece of paper, put a piece of cardstock behind it to give you a little bit more stability and going over those edges. You could also lay it down onto your desk and brush it from the top. Depends on how far you want to go in with your blending. I'm going to say that one right there. That one's going to go here. 7 hours ahead for you. Okay, so you're past 11 p.m. Gotcha. All right, so let's get... Thank you, Jennifer, for this little bottle that I put my glue in. So when you've got a doily, you know, you've got all these little intricate spots, and you only need just a drop. You don't need a lot of glue because you don't want it to seep up through the top of your doily. So I'm just kind of going in here and adding little bitty dots and kind of little squiggles. I do add a little bit of water to mine before I put it in my bottle so that it'll go out the tip a lot easier. And this bottle was from, I believe it's a bottle from Hobby Lobby. All right, just kind of smoothing that out. And then let's put that over the top of it. I think that looks pretty good. Well, you can still come, Julie, for the live premiere. So that'll be live where you can chat I still have that going. So just show up at the same time. I don't think I meant to do it that way. I meant to do it, I think that way, yeah. Okay, just in case I put too much glue, I'm going to put this on the side here. Because I couldn't remember if I went all the way out on these pieces. All right, and now I think what I want to do is glue that. Do I want to go right at the edge? No, I think I'm going to come up just a little bit from the edge, and I will glue it down on the page. I guess I could have left the glue on those flowers. All right. Kind of come in. I want it straight. I think that looks pretty, doesn't it? Just add it a little bit. Yeah, so I'll still have that, but I won't have to spend 2 hours doing the live and getting it all prepped. And I need a break for a little bit. Sorry, y'all. It's been a little struggle for me sometimes here recently, and so I just need a little break, and I'm hoping that taking some time off, I'm trying to work in my garden a little bit more, try to be outside a little bit more. I have a project that I want to do. Henry's going to kill me when I'm like, I think I've got it, and he's going to be like, more work for me. I'm like, I've been doing the work. Oh, by the way, those of you that are local to me, if you know someone that is giving away free bricks, pavers, or rocks, like landscaping rocks, or even, you know, river rock or something like that, let me know. Because I'm looking for that kind of stuff. The least amount of money I can spend on it, the better. I'm trying to decide, should I put it, I think, down low right here. Expect great things. I don't want to cover up any of this. We've already got Believe in Yourself over here, so let's put that down here. Thank you, Susie, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, I posted in Facebook that if you're looking for a tutorial on something, to post your request, mainly because if there are people that have already created a tutorial, you can see that. And if it's something you've never seen, you know, no one seems to come up and say, yes, I've made that tutorial, then I will see if I can do it, if it's in my wheelhouse, is what I said. So we'll see what your request locks up my computer on this end. So I'm frustrated, to say the least. It's not making me very happy. And I'm sure y'all appreciate it too, because I'll just get hung up and you're like, wait, what's going on? All right, so I think I got Junkie Joe back on. Y'all can speak up in the chat if you can hear me. So I'm back, I think. Okay. I see a chat coming up, so if it ain't one thing, it's another, right? All right, so let's put the beach rose down here. So I'm just going to glue that into place. So if you didn't hear me before, I cut a piece of paper the same size as the page on the other side, and I'm using a rubber stamped image that I had in my stash that I had stamped and colored and fussy cut and put aside. So let's get a sentiment to go here. I'm missing some. Where are they? Maybe I'll get this one. Let's see what we've got here. How about Be Extraordinary? Maybe we'll put that right here. I think that looks good. Refresh, refresh if you haven't already. Okay. Put this back in my pocket. And let's glue this down. All right, so I need a journal card to go in here. And I made this strip card a while back, and I thought I would just lay it so you have it poking out. So I grabbed a couple of things, trying to figure out what I wanted to put on here. And I think what I want to do, I'm going to set this right here for a second, is I want to stamp on this piece. I'll use the Henna Rose again. And let's just stamp that right in the middle. And I'll add a little bit on the edges. I didn't add any distressings. I wasn't sure if I wanted to leave it that shape. So I think I am. And I'm just going to add some distressings to the edges. All right. So I was going to put that on here and then have this dragonfly. So you get nice layers. How's that? So this was using an oversized postcard, and I glued several pieces down. I added a piece of coffee dyed paper to the back, and then I stitched around it. So now I'm just going to glue this all on top. Okay. I could get all this stuff there for free in Spain, Angelica, I bet, because of finding the rocks and whatnot. My idea is we have a few bricks that I got a while back, and I've been using them to make borders in my yard to my pavers and borders of my beds. And I don't think I have enough to basically make a fire pit. And so I'm looking for some more. I looked on Facebook and I messaged one person who said they had them for free to see if they still had them. They just posted it like 3 days ago. They probably have already gotten rid of them. But I said, just let me know. I'll come get them. So I thought, well, I may post on my Facebook page that if anybody is close enough and has some, and, tell me, do I need to bring tools or a person to help me haul it off? Okay, I like that. Just getting a nice little collage there. And let's see what I have for little words. How about choose to shine? Do I want that? What else do I have? Fabulous! I have kind. I think I like kind better. What do you think? It's a little bit more bolder. Oh, Leah, just message me back that it expired, and I'll send you a new one. I do not mind. Yeah, I did check Facebook Marketplace. I messaged a guy today, and he told me he hasn't replied yet. I say it was a guy. The profile name was masculine. And they may have already gone to somebody else. I don't know. So yeah, send me an email back. That way I have your correct email address, and that was it. By you replying to my email will help prevent it from going into spam again. That's what I was trying to say. I could get my words out. Okay, I like that. So that'll go there. I know I'm spending a lot of time on this, but It's my prerogative. I can do what I want. I want a little card to go here. And I just saw this. Now, would that look weird going up and down? I think that would work. Let's round the corners and we'll layer some stuff on top of this and make a little journal card. This was just a piece of scrapbook paper left over from a project. It's thin. It's not super, it's supposed to be cardstock, but it's not very thick. So it's kind of a thin cardstock. Yeah, not a problem. I can fix that. That is not a problem. Construction sites, yeah. I may do that. You know, if I should go when they're there, so I can ask for permission and not just take them. There's a few behind our shop where we work that the neighbor people left, and they've left them on our side of the property. So I'm just going to start picking them up. Okay, I got that piece. I think, do I have, it's not a very big piece. Is this big enough? I'm just trying to decide. Oh, I just realized it. This is in Spanish, Angelica, since you're in Spain. I think I want a rubber stamped image. Maybe something that's, you know, maybe we'll go completely different. I've got these poppies. So what if we were to do this? I'll kind of tear it to see. See if we like it. All right, so I tore a book page, and then I've got these poppies, and I'm thinking we need to change the color of that book page a little bit. And then we'll find some words to go on there. So let's see. Let me add some distress inks to this first, just to kind of give it a little bit more definition. Maybe even I'll add quite a bit of distress inks to it, so it's a lot darker. Gives us a little bit more of a vintage look. Let me get a corner here. I could have coffee dyed it, but I didn't. Okay. Well, I got my hands dirty and I didn't mean to. All right, let's clean my hands. Okay, so how does this look? Do we need, I think we need one more piece of color behind there. I'm trying to see if I have something. I had a bunch of mixed media papers laying here. Let's see if one of these would work. I mean, I know it's covering up the card in the background, but this is all about mixed media. So I think that's what it needed, was just a little more color to help tie it all together. Yes? And then we'll put a sentiment on it. So I'm going to glue this piece down first. It's just another gel print scrap that I had. Okay, put that right here. And then we'll glue this in. So using a book page, that was the Poppies rubber stamp that I stamped on a piece of linen cardstock. And then I used my watercolor pencils to color it in. Okay. I think I asked, what is everybody working on right now? Do you have big plans. I've got a couple of ideas set aside to make a traveler's notebook journal. Oh, by the way, is there a unique non-craft supply that you want me to use in making a junk journal? That would be a good question. So maybe you have something, a plethora of, and you're like, I don't know what to do with this. If it's something you're pretty confident I already have as well, then make that suggestion. Or if it's something you can send me a little piece of so that I can make a thingy out of it, feel free to do that as well. Okay, I like this. I think it needs something. I don't know that it needs a sentiment, or does it? Maybe it does. I'm also thinking I'll grab a piece of fabric to put at the top. All right, let's look here. How about, this is from when I used to print words. Everything has beauty. I like that. Yeah, it was in Spanish. You got it a book to start the Australian theme junk. Awesome. You're working on 2 autumn journals, one for your sister and one. Oh, good. That's nice. Sherry, I hope you're having fun with that. Norella just came out with another autumn themed digital kit, and she's working on more. I saw her email. If you haven't been getting Norella's email through Calico Collage, go to calicocollage.com, and I believe she has a form add to the newsletter, and she'll send you an email when she creates a new digital file, or if she has a coupon. I know she had a coupon code in the email. It was like 40% off her digitals. I like that. Everything has beauty. That'll be right there. I think I need a little piece of fabric at the top, and I'm going to use my ID slot punch, I think. I'm trying to get a hold of it. It's buried. And then I need some fabric. Oh, there it is. Let's get my little fabric bundle. So what color? I've got this really bright blue. I think that bright blue would look good on there. So I'm going to get my fabric scissors. And I think, well, you know what? I'm not going to cut it yet because I'm going to punch a hole here at the top. And then I will feed this through. Normally I would stitch it on my sewing machine, but I don't have my sewing machine out. So I'm trying to decide, do I want to just tie a knot here at the top? So I was just going to see how that looked. I think that's what I'm going to do is I'm going ahead and just fraying the end, and I'm going to cut this one just a little bit shorter. I'll save that in my fabric bin. There. So that'll be, I'm trying to keep it flat because sometimes if you do a knot, it can add quite a bit of bulk. But I think that looks pretty cute right there. All right, so this is done. We have this little flip out piece. We have writing space. Trying to put everything up. I added a little journal card to the inside here. And we're going to go ahead and put my altered paper clip back on. So basically it's a two-sided paper clip that I made with a paint chip in the background. If you go back 2 weeks ago, I think, or was I showed how to put it together. Okay, I like that. Let's look at, this is going to be the back of the journal. So when you get to the very back, I went ahead and put a pocket on the back. I may not put anything in it right now. And then I thought on this side, I would put a pocket. So I'm trying to decide, when you're going through this journal from the front, this is how it would look when you get to it. Let's get another page so you can kind of see. This page would be wrong side up. So I'm thinking that when you get to this page, it should be right side up, regardless that I did the back where that's the right side up and this would be upside down. Does that make sense? You finished your journal, now time to rest. So what should I do if you're flipping this up? I think that's what I'm going to do, is put it at the top here, and this makes it right side up. I could put it sideways, but I think I like it this way. I'm going to take my paper clip off. I just put it there just to help hold everything together. So let's add some doily, distress inks on this doily. Okay, I need a little bit more ink on here. Let's put my punch back where it belongs. Okay. All right. Robin's got a coupon code coming too. Oh my goodness. Well, congratulations. All right, this is going to go up here. I was going to put this heart over the top of it. And I feel like I may need one other thing behind here. You know, I have some more of this Spanish book. So I just kind of cut a little circle. I was thinking something like that. No, my nose itches. Oh my goodness. I'm going to add some distress inks to the edges. I think we need to change the color. We have a lot of purple and green here, so maybe the seedless preserves again. That's what I'm thinking. Turn this over. It's the side I was doing it on. All right, so I'm going to do this. Now, let's see how this looks. Oh, I think that helps a lot, adding that pink. I think now I want to stamp it. So I'm going to get my henna rose stamp again and stamp it here. Jennifer's getting her coupon code too. Oh my goodness. I gotta do some rubber stamps. Y'all order some stamps. I know I have an order for one person, and I've been waiting till I have more than one stamp because I only had one from them that I needed to make. I had the others already made. So I've been holding off to get that done. I know she's probably ready for her order. Okay, I like that. Just kind of adds a little bit to it. All right, let's glue that together, and then I'll pick a sentiment to go on top. All righty. So I'm going to glue this down. Again, I'm choosing to glue over on my mat here so that if I get too much glue on a piece, it's not gluing it down to my page, because this is supposed to be a pocket. All right, put this piece down next. All right, did I miss anything in the chat? I think I need a drink of water. I think I should look for a little piece of some thread, and I happen to see some in white, and I think the white would look really good. I think this is from when I was ripping white fabric. That's why I had this little bit. And it's not cheesecloth. I know Robin hates that. All right, we're going to go just a little bit longer, Robin. Let's go to 5 o'clock, and then I'll do the raffle. Now, do I want it behind the flower? I'm trying to separate the pieces out just a little bit. I think that looks a little better. I think that'll work. All right, I'm going to glue this piece down. And this is just where I used some papers that I had glued together on book pages and traced the heart and cut it out. Just kind of putting some glue to help hold the threads in place. And then we'll put this over the top of it. Thank you! Y'all into the raffle if you haven't already? For 200 junk bucks. All right, let's put that right here. All right, I'm going to glue that down right here. Let's glue that down. All right, do I have any more sentiments that I can use, or do I need to stamp some new ones? Let's see. How about, we got here, let's adventure. Always dream big. Let's do always dream big. I think I like that one. I took some wax paper and made little envelopes of various sizes. And I have this, I've showed it a few times, but I thought I'd better explain. I took a piece of cardstock and I sewed pieces of transparency film on it. And then I used these little envelopes because some of the word phrases are small. And I didn't want to just poke them down in there, where the journal ones, you know, they're easy to get in and out. But if you have these little bitty ones, it's harder to get in and out. And then I used one of these 5x7 photo type envelopes. I buy these 50 at a time. I'm almost out. I think I only have like 10 left that I haven't used yet. Okay, I like that. Now this is a piece of coffee dyed watercolor paper. That's what I was trying to say. Watercolor paper that has been coffee dyed, and I knew that it would fit. I'm just going to make sure I got it glued correctly right there. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to put anything on here? Maybe we should put the henna rose stamp down the edge, but we'll do it in the sepia color, the brown, which I know I have. Here it is. Here we go. I'm going to stamp it right in the middle. I don't know if I want to stamp it. Yes, let's do it this way. Oh, that looks really good, doesn't it? So now when we stick that in, that just kind of peeks out. And when you take this out, you have this whole piece to write on. And for some reason, I'm having issues today getting things into pockets. Cooperate. All right, let's glue down Always Dream Big. You're slowly working on your Bucks mushroom stamp. You have one, but you want the other ones too, Angelica? Gotcha. Alrighty. Let's put that right here. I like it. I think today, for the time, I'm not going to make the journal that I had planned to put inside here. I'll show you what I started. And maybe what I'll do is make a separate quick little tutorial. I don't even see it. I must have set it aside. So I guess I'm not making it because I set it aside. Ah, there it is. So I had taken a paper sack and cut it apart. This is one of my gel prints that I made from the day that I used mulberry leaves in my yard. And I'm going to wrap that around on the paper sack so it gives it a little bit more thickness because the paper sack is paper sack thickness. And then I thought I'd put this image from Calico Collage on the front and put a sentiment. And on the inside, I've kind of grouped a few things already together. So I've got a mop-up paper using the Connected Daisy stencil. I haven't put anything on this page yet. I've got a piece of sheet music that I thought would be kind of fun to have in there. A coloring book page. This is from a pen-fed printer. I've got another piece of composition notebook paper that I haven't stenciled yet. And I made this pen-fed paper. It has a fold out. So that's what's going in the pocket here. The pocket here. And I'll do the same type of closure. And basically all I did was I punched a hole through a paper shape that I put up here. This is a gel print. And I poked a hole here and put a brad in. You probably can't see it, but I put tape over the brad so when you go to put your journal in, it doesn't catch. I just threaded a piece of waxed linen thread and a couple of beads and just kind of sometimes help it. That just holds it closed. So that's what's going to go here. I'm going to set this aside for a second. And I'm looking to see. This one I've pretty much already have somewhat decorated. I didn't put anything on this side yet. Here, let's do this page. I'm going to go ahead and lay this one, which is going to be part of the cover, the next page. And this was another, what was this? Oh, this was book pages that I taped together, and then I covered them with other papers. And this is one of my layered pockets. So there's a pocket here, there's a pocket here, there's a pocket here, and there's a pocket here. And so I was collecting a few little items to use. Let me get my Distress inks out. I'll go around the edge of this piece. And I think what I want to do is cut this piece to be the same height. Here's my scissors. And then go ahead and go around the edges. Oh, good job. Yeah, you have heard neon green cheesecloth, Angelica? uh, oh, yes. It was a bit different and awesome. You kind of like the texture of watercolor paper in your journal. I think I'm going to go ahead and stamp on this one since we've been stamping it in other places. And then I'll put this down the side. I can't decide, do I put that on top or over here on the side? I'm going to put it at the top because you'll see it. I think that'll work. I may go ahead and fold this in half. It's not perfectly straight, but I'm thinking of putting it over the edge. And then when you open this up this way, you'll have a little piece of color right here on the inside. I bet it looks really cool. Makes it thick. But if you like having thick papers to write on, that would be the way to go. And depending on how you did it, you could also do mixed media in that journal. Okay, I like that. Just adding the color. And then we'll put this right there at the corner. And you see more of the stamped image below the heart. Kind of like that. I might get rid of my paper clips that were laying here. Now, do we put a sentiment on it or do we just put it in? Because none of these have sentiments on them. I think I need something here on the front. And I've got this paint chip and it fits, but it sticks out too far. So I think I'm going to do is put it on the back side. Oh, I already did mark it right there. I'm going to cut it off. I thought I had, but I wasn't sure. I'll cut that off just a little bit shy. Okay. Chickpeas or nuts? Decisions. What's closest? Okay, I think that would go right here. And I saved this because I thought it might look good, like right there in the corner. So when you pull it out, you could see that color behind it. I think I'm just going to glue that down the way it is. Maybe even add I don't know, should I add a little tag to the top? I don't want it to stick out too far. But I could punch here and add a little piece of fabric or ribbon. So let's see what we've got. I can use that same blue fabric that I used earlier. Ah, I just realized something. I didn't cover the back. So I need to find, I thought I had one. Oh, here it is. I've got a book page that has predominantly, now do I just want to, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to tear this. I'm going to tear the bottom too. Okay, so I've got this piece so far. So that way you still see that it's a paint chip behind there. And I got a little piece left over that I can use. Tear this down just a smidge. This was just a regular book page. So it wasn't dyed or anything. All right, then I'm going to do the back of this. We'll go ahead and do the front side too. Okay. So this I'm going to glue down just below where I punched it. So we're altering that paint chip. You don't have to have new paper. I just use a page out of a book, an end paper. All right, let's find the fabric we had a while ago. And we'll put that in here. I think this time I might just staple it. So I'm going to make it shorter. I know it's a different shade of blue, but I kind of like that color. I'm trying to decide if I want to change it now that I'm looking at it. I've got this bright purple for a complete contrast. Let's see. Do we like the blue? Or, thank you, Julie. Do we like the purple? So the purple or the blue? And it's a different shade of blue than the paint chip. That's why I was trying to see. I have another different shade of blue. It's a lot lighter. Okay, the purple. Julie says the purple. Thank you. I got an answer. I'm going to take it. I'm going to run. Okay, get my fabric scissors. I think I'm going to get my stapler and staple this. So I'm just going to cut it right at the top here. Put my fabric piece back. And I thought I saw it. There it is. There's my stapler. I just have a standard swing line. They don't make them like this anymore. Stapler. It's all metal. I've had it for 20 some odd years. I like it. I think we could add a little sentiment here. See what my little words say. I've got hope. I think I like hope right there. Let's glue that down. Blue, Sherry says. I've already picked the purple. Alright, I'm going to put that right here. Put my fabric scissors back where they belong. So this will stick in here. Oh, it barely sticks out. That looks kind of cute, doesn't it? All right, I think we need something here. How about create? So it breaks it up just a little bit. I don't know. I stuffed them all in the same pocket. Oh, well. And maybe I'll move it over just a little bit so it's on both the big piece and the little. What do I do? I think I'm just going to glue it down. Okay. Poke, poke, nudge, nudge. All right, it's time to do the raffle for 200 junk bucks. All right. So this is just a little pad of miscellaneous papers. And this was just a journal tag that I made by covering an oversized postcard. I even used some book page that had writing on it on the back side to kind of cover everything up. Okay, and then this opens up, and we did this last week, so I put expect great things, and then the other one says don't forget to fly. All right, then the next one. Okay, my nose itches again. So I want to do this. Oh, I got to do the raffle. Sorry, I forgot. I was getting excited about what I'm going to do here. That, and I need to rub my nose, so pardon me. Okay. It just itches. My nose stopped running, but now it itches. All right, y'all enter the raffle if you haven't already for 200 junk bucks. I'm waiting just a moment. I think we're getting to the point that once I finish this portion, yeah, I'm done. I only decided to make 3 pages inside, so that'll work. All right. Giving you just a little bit longer. Here's what I've got. This was one of the pages I made last week where I used, not last week, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that, where I had took some gel prints and some paint and rubber stamped all over, and then I cut this to be a page. My thought was today, is I have this envelope that I started to fold so that I'm going to cut this piece off so that when it's here, it flips over, and then you have the pocket of the envelope to put stuff in. And then I've got a gel print that I wanted to use and make a little pocket journaling space. So let's alter this envelope just a little bit. My thought was I got a piece of one of my gel prints and I cut it to fit just inside the envelope flap, like so. And then as I was looking at that, I thought, what can I do on the envelope to make it a little bit prettier? I don't necessarily want to cover it up unless you just need to, because it's got a sentiment written on it or something like that. This is a fairly thin envelope. I am going to add a little bit more glue here. And the reason being is I'm going to glue something to this side, so I don't really want to add any more bulk than I have already. So I'm going to take this out for just a moment. I'm going to grab my distressing page, and I think I'm going to add some distress ink around the edge. All right, let's pick a winner of 200 junk bucks. Wake up if you're snoring. Giveaway. All right, the winner is of 200 junk bucks. Da, 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 da. Janice Bramer, congratulations! You've earned 200 junk bucks. I'll get those added this week. And we're going to, basically I'm just going to start what's going to be the very last raffle of the day, because I do plan to try to get off here a little bit early, if possible. So I got to move quickly. I'm going to give away a $10 off coupon to my shop. And yes, if you are redeeming a coupon and you win this coupon, you will be able to use both. I'll make sure that I get you 2 separate coupon codes. All right, I'm going to put my gloves back on again just so I don't end up with a big mess. And I just realized something that I was going to do, and that's why I had put that in the file folder. So this is the Scandinavian wallpaper, which was so named because of Jennifer Edmondson. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm going to line this back up in my envelope. And then I'm going to take my stencil and I'm lining it up with the stencil pattern that was on my gel print. I think I've got it pretty good. And I want to add the seedless preserves to the envelope. I'm going to try to be careful and not get it on my gel print. I thought this would be an interesting way to add to this envelope. All right, I'm going to close that. I think that looks pretty good. Now what I want to do is, and I just thought of it, I'm going to spray some Tattered Angels on it. And I think I want something that yeah, I'm going to try. Oh, stuff fell on the floor. All right. You like the purple? All right, I think what I'm going to do, I don't want to spray over this gel print, so I'm going to move it. And this is gilded gold. And so it's going to make that distressed oxide bleed just a little bit. And add a gold tint. So it kind of looks a little more grungy. I'm going to dry it. Love the purple, that purple gel print. Kind of a purple with a gold. Okay. I think what I'm going to do right now is fold this to where it's just inside that fold line so that I can cut it. So I'm going to add a little bit of Distress ink. Now I can cut this off. All right, take my gloves off. You love that? Okay. I'm just gluing this back. Okay. I'm going to put this gel print. Oh, wait, I got to put it the right way. Back in here. So I'm going to add some glue all the way on this piece. It's going to be tricky, but we're going to put it inside the envelope. Kind of slide this down as quickly as I can and get it even. Smooth. smooth it out. So now it should kind of repeat. I got it off just a little bit, but I think it looks pretty good. Like it goes together. Fancy. Fancy like. All right, so now I'm going to fold this over. All right. So this is going to be the flap that goes back and forth. So now I need to do something with this side. I'm going to trim this off. Now I just remembered what I was going to do. I was going to add some Distress ink to the edges again. I don't know that I need to go all the way around, but I'm going to do just a little bit on the sides. Okay. Now, if I put this piece over that, and this is going to go here, do I leave the pink frame at the top and the bottom, or do we add stamping to it? And I'm kind of leaning towards leaving it, or we could stamp this twirling ribbon. It'll just go right on the top and the bottom. What do you think? Not what that many people getting into it, it looks like. And it seems like his timing is off today. I don't know. That might have something to do with it. Okay, I'm thinking maybe stamping the twirling ribbon at the top and the bottom in black ink. Just adds a little bit more to it. Julie's like, Okay. Let's stamp this side. All right. So then this piece would go on here. And now we have a little bit of a pattern behind there. I kind of like that with the little pattern. Go back to bed, Angelica. Everybody needs to be. I understand, Angelica. I'm trying to hurry here. I think I'm going to finish this quickly so that I can bind the journal and show it to y'all before we get off here. All right. I like this. So this will be on here like that. And then you flip it over and you see that on the inside. Yeah, blueprint sketch. That's a pretty blue. You're about to suggest bright blue? All right, so I'm going to put glue on my little tab here. And then I'll position this where I want it on my page. I'm trying to center it as best I can. And then pressing it into place. So you kind of get a dual framed look here. And then this flips over. And my thought was I've got another little pocket here that I can put at the bottom. And I have one of these tear off notepad papers that I thought I would just glue kind of in the center here. Oh, that's sliding around on me. Oh, you know what I just realized? I used Aleene's tacky glue, and it doesn't like to stick to acrylic paint very well. So I'm going to get my Beacon Fabri-Tac glue. I got to clean the tip off. All right, come out now. I don't really like trying to use this glue because I feel like it's difficult to squeeze out. I think I read somewhere where you can put pure acetone in the glue and then it will basically kind of help thin it out. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Let's put that back down. Alright, there we go. So I was thinking of putting one of these tear-off notepad papers right inside. Maybe we'll stamp it just a little bit. Might as well use the same Henna Rose. I think that's what I'm going to do is go around the edges just a little bit. I'm barely pressing the stamp down. So it kind of gives it that vintage stationery look. You've heard the same thing, that adding the pure acetone helps. Well, I think that's what I'm going to try. I'm thinking something like that. So I'm going to glue this piece down, which reminds me, we're trying to glue onto a acrylic painted paper. And Aleene's tacky glue is not gonna stick. All right. I kind of like that. I didn't put the little gussets on here, but I think it'll be fine. I don't think... Yeah, it does stink. Acetone works great. Well, I'll add some acetone to my beacon glue to see if that thins it out just a little bit, because sometimes it makes it so hard to squeeze. You're not supposed to sniff it. I positioned it so that this is tucked behind there. All right, let's make a journal card to go in the pocket. Letting that dry a little bit. This is a completely different color. It's a green. I don't know if I want to use that. I just saw it. Just saw it sitting here. I do have some more paint chips. I think they're all in this. I got a blue one. I'm kind of liking that. And maybe one more piece in the back. I could get out, let's get out some coffee dyed paper. So I've got a piece of coffee dyed paper, and we'll cut it. Let me get my paper cutter out. So let's measure here. So my pocket is approximately, let's see, if I did 4.5 inches, maybe I'll do 4 1/4. So how tall do I want it? Let's make it 5.5 inches. So if I go 5.5 inches and I go 4.25, and this is watercolor paper, cardstock, coffee dyed paper. Put that over here so I can find it. It's a little curled. I didn't press it enough, I guess, when I was drying it. Henry helped me on some of them. All right, I'm going to round the corners of these and do both of them just so I have them. What is your favorite tool that you like to use when you're making your junk journals? What's one tool that you're so glad you have it because it helps you in this task? Honestly, I have several. So I know I'm asking that question, but I probably have, I don't know, 3 or 4 that I really like. I like the corner chomper because I can chomp these corners. I like the Crafter's Companion hole punch eyelet setter because you can do the different sizes of holes and eyelets, and it has a guide so you can choose how deep you want your hole to be. So I feel that's a really handy tool. My wooden ruler, I don't know why I like it. I think mainly due to the fact that the numbers are large and it's easy to read. I've got a metal one as well, but sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to see the numbers on it. And I think I have one more stencil ruler. So there's 3 tools that I have to have. They help me. Let's see, what else? Of course, my rubber stamps, you know. I like the Distress Oxide inks. Those are just, you know, great things to have, in my opinion. I think what I'm going to do with this is I had that book page earlier. Where'd I stick it? Oh, is it big enough? Just barely big enough. I'm going to leave one side straight. Do I want it this way? Oh, I just noticed there's numbers here, so I'm going to put it this way. Your metal has a bigger everything. There's just some tools that are so handy that I'm glad that I have them in my junk journal arsenal of tools. My heat tool. I really like this heat tool by Ranger Ink. Oh, I need to do this part too. Because it's so quiet. I like these Fiskars scissors. Those are something that I don't think I'll ever do without. I have multiple pairs. When I have a coupon and some money, I'll buy another pair just because I know how much I like them. Okay, I like that. I'm just going to go ahead and glue this piece down. You needed more scissors to lose? You've got the tools, but find I can do just most things with scissors and creativity. Yep, that's some things as well. I find that I don't use my die cutting machine that much in junk journals. And it's probably because, like you, Sheila, you know, I just find that it's easier for me to hand cut it, or I've got a punch that I use real quick because I have to pull out the machine and get the dies and all that. So yeah, I can see where scissors are the great tool to have. I just found this tag. I'm thinking of putting it all in there. So let's find an image to go on here. I'm going to look in this pile. I think this is from one of Norella's, like, Bluebells kit, maybe? I think I'm going to put that on there. I think that looks good. And maybe a word. Let's adventure. Or what else do I have here? Dream big. Let's do dream big. All right, sticking all my little envelopes back in my big envelope. It's so handy to have that. I'm so glad I did it because I kept fighting trying to find stuff. I took a bunch of Norella's digital kits and printed them if they had flowers. All right, do I want to add a little piece of like a gel print behind there maybe? Ooh, look at this color. Is that too much? I could cut just a little piece of it. I don't think it goes. You bought the scissors that are great for fussy cutting tiny objects. Yep. I really like these scissors. Let's see. I just saw this scrap. I think that just adds a little bit to it. Adding that little strip there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add some distress inks to this piece and glue it all together. I haven't made a card to go in this envelope. Maybe we'll make one real fast. I'm running out of time. All right, I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac glue. Okay. Lovely. You like it? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Glue this piece down. I could use a little piece of book page. I'm going to add some distress inks to this real fast. All right, let's glue that down. Quickly, quickly, Linda, quickly. This is going to be dried up if I don't hurry. Just adding a little bit of the book page behind there. And then we'll do Always Dream Big. Spread out the glue. I'm going to put it down here. Get the glue. Like it? He's skipping a lot of people. He's grumpy, I guess. He was skipping Julie last week. No matter what Julie did, she couldn't get a win. Okay, I kind of like that. And I think we need to stamp the corner of the coffee dyed paper. All right. I'm going to do it in the sepia again. I like it. Back up there. And this will go right here. So it just kind of breaks up the colors, but you have all these layers. All right, so we need a journal card for in here. And I started, yes. All right, I need to measure this. So it is approximately, let's just say 7 1/4 by 5. So I can do, let's do 5 by 7. We'll just do a 5 by 7. So I need a 5 by 7 journal card, and I happen to have here an oversized postcard, and I think that fits. So what I'm going to do is decorate this page, and then we'll glue it to that. This will be kind of a little bit of our writing space. I'm going to use some Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist. I'm going to put some gloves on so I don't get it up under my fingernails if it leaks. And I have, where'd it go? Here we go. No? This one. I've got the retro panel stencil. I'm going to lay that in here. Okay. And let's get a couple of sprays. I had some colors earlier that I used that I really liked. And of course now I want them back. I got Butterfly Pink, Dragonfly Blue. Let's see what else. Pop Rocks. All right, so I've got a piece of green linen paper that I'm laying in here. And I'm going to first do the Dragonfly Blue. You always want to shake it because it's got mica in it. I understand, Julie. You're not getting enough rest. Got to get more rest. All right, so that was the Dragonfly Blue, and this is Butterfly Pink. And then this is Pop Rocks. And I'm going to grab a plain sheet of paper. Apparently I'm going to get more than one. Just get a plain sheet of paper and lay that over. Mopping up that Tattered Angels that's on top of the stencil. And I'll spray the back with the same 3 colors. So it kind of brings it to the other side. And I think that'll be good. So there's the mop-up side. And I think I said that was Retro Panel 4 stencil. So I'm going to lift that up. Ooh, I like it when it pools like that sometimes. It's kind of messy, but I think it also looks good. All right, let's use the heat tool and dry this. I'm going to lay this one aside. I'm going to use this as my writing space. So on the other, I had used a book page. I have used in the past some coffee dyed paper. I thought today I'll use a stencil piece on the back side of my postcard that I'm going to cut down to fit into my envelope. I'm thinking, oh, I know what I want to do. I saw one of these earlier. Okay, so I've got a postcard here, and what I want to do is glue this piece onto the postcard. I think that's the corner I want. So what I'll do is, apparently my glue is making a mess, is add some the Fabri-Tac glue, because this is that glossy paper, and a lot of times Aleene's tacky glue doesn't stick. It just pops right off. Okay, really getting a good generous coat on here. And apparently when I put the lid on earlier, I didn't get it all the way on because I've got glue everywhere. It's a good thing I still have my gloves on. So I'm going to line this up with the edge. All right, I'm going to use my bone folder to really smush the glue to the edges. You coffee dyed a whole bunch of papers? Oh, that's fun to do that. I like to do it, you know, in big batches when I take the time to do it. I probably won't do it again until this winter because it is a hot business. All right, I'll go ahead and cut off the excess here. So that's gone, and I have a little bit right here. All right, move this out of the way. So on this side, I thought I've got these gel prints here. Maybe one of these block ones. I don't want the whole thing to be the same color, but I like the idea of using that and then cutting a 5x7 journal card out of it. Drink lots of water, then you have to get up and get rid of the water. You better drink more water. It's better for your brain. It's better for your kidneys. All right, so I'm going to glue this down on this side. So I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac messy glue again. And just glue the whole piece down. So that was gel printing, and what I did was I just put a solid color of paint on my gel plate, and I would print part of a sheet of paper, and then I would do that whole gel plate like that, just getting a portion of a piece of paper in squares. And then I would clean my gel plate off for the next color. This one's loose. Oh no, I got it. And do another corner piece or whatnot. And that's how I did this whole thing. I'm going to close this up all the way. I think I can take my gloves off. Drink the water. All right. I make this journal card real fast. All right, So that's one side. This is the other side. I may need to add more glue to the edges. But I think what I want to do right now is cut this to be 7 inches by 5 inches. So I can turn this one into a journal card. And I might as well turn that one into a journal card as well to use somewhere. All right, I'm going to try to come back in here with a little bit more Fabri-Tac where the edges aren't sealed. If I had my sewing machine, I would sew around this outside edge, and that would help keep these pages together. If you did a poor job, like I did, I'm only human, y'all, of putting the glue down. I'm just going back in, and if it's loose, adding some more. Smushing it down. Okay? I'll set this aside. I think I want to finish this one first. And put the journal together. Quickly, Linda, quickly. I'm going to add some distressings while I think about what I want to put on this side. I thought I had a folder with some calico collage images that I felt would go. I probably moved them somewhere because now I don't see them. Isn't that usually how it goes? You put it right. Oh, I can find it there. And then you're like, where was there? Where was there? Because now I can't find it. Okay, that's annoying. How'd that happen? I must have put it somewhere that I thought I could use. I will look through this little file folder here, and maybe I can find something that I feel is appropriate for this journal card. I'm trying to decide if I should go ahead and round the corners. I think I'm going to do that. Do the 1/4 inch side. All right, y'all get in on the raffle. I've got a raffle going, drawing for a free $10 off coupon to my shop. I am going to not be live on Mondays for about a month or so. I'll have some recorded videos. Just making that announcement again. If you have requests of some tutorials that you would like to see, definitely let me know. Leave a comment or send me a message. Or I'm just going to flip through my little book that has images in it. That's a journal card, but that might look kind of neat layered with something else. I don't know. Ooh, I have these. So what if that doesn't really give us much. I'm going to save it. I think that in the middle would look really good. That's one of my mixed media journal cards that Norella made. She took my gel prints that I had made, and then I took some photographs of flowers in my garden, and she married them together to make a bunch of journal cards for me to offer. I don't feel like I need another piece of paper or a border, so I'm going to use my tacky glue, and not tacky glue, I'm going to use the beacon glue and glue that down. Thank you. That's a digital download in my shop. Okay. Glue this down. And we can add a little bit to the back. Let's see. Let's do this, the curling border, curl border. It's a curl. I don't know, curl. Go to borders. Just type borders and look at all the borders. All right, I'm going to stamp it all the way across. And then we're going to stamp it coming off the page. And then I made it so you can butt it up so it kind of looks like it was done on purpose that way. Okay. There. All right. My nose itches. Somebody's thinking about me or money's coming. What is it? All right. So I want to make sure if I add anything else, and I don't think I need to. I mean, we could add a sentiment on this side, but I like it leaving it smooth and not too bulky so that when we put it into our envelope, it goes quite nicely. Okay. And then that closes over. I don't know that we need anything else over here. I think it's, pretty as it is. You like that bright flower? Thank you. So I think I've got a little paper clip. I have a little bin that I found. I think these were given to me and I've never used them. So I'm going to use that to keep that closed. And then let's add a sentiment to the top side. I'm trying to decide if I just want to do the word journal. Do we want it in? I think we'll do it in the coffee dyed paper. Of course, if you wanted something else there, you could always glue something else, right? Visitor nose itch, palm money. Okay, thanks, Sheila. My palm needs to start itching. Okay, I like that. So when you come to this page in the journal, you've got this little interactive piece. I thought that turned out pretty cute. I'm not going to put anything on here. I started this page. So basically what I've got here, let me get rid of the paper clips, is I have some elements I made a while back. So this is just a journal card. And this is one of those swirly note cards where I stamped it onto a book page or coffee dyed paper. I don't know which. All right, so I'm going to glue that down here as a pocket. Before I do, I'm going to add some distress inks to this outside edge of the paint chip that I used. You can see it says Lowe's on the back side. Okay. Glue here. All right. I've almost lost a thing that I wanted to show y'all, so I gotta make sure that I... Robin, remind me closure at the end, if you remember. If I seem to forget to put the closure on this journal that I designed. All right, so glue that down. And this is a tuck spot here, and that's a pocket in the back. My thought was if I put this here, it gives you a little bit of writing space and you get that layered look. I like seeing that layered look, but sometimes I don't take the time to layer out other papers. So I think doing something like this just kind of adds a little bit more to the background. And I just thought of this. I've got a blank label that we can glue beside it. Maybe like that. So you have, you know, journal, and you've got a place to write numbers and whatnot. Glue this one down like that. Thank you, Robin. Closing the glue. All right. And then this is going to go in the pocket, but I notice it doesn't have any distress inks on the edges, so I'm going to do that. This was a card that I made just a month ago using some of my mixed media papers. I think I even made a mixed media paper live and used a portion of that to make these pockets and journal cards. All right, we could put something in here. Oh, I've got a little square in brown. Okay, I think I like that. Add some distress inks to the edges. Okay, we're about ready. I'm going to bind the journal together here in just a moment, and we'll do a flip through, and I'll pick the winner of $10 off coupon. I'm going to stamp on this. I've got the, I think this is called a swag. I'm not positive. I think it's called flower swag. So I'm just going to stamp it across the corner. I think I'll do it on the other corner as well. There we go. If you didn't get the first one the way you exactly wanted it, you know, just stamp it again. I'm going to do it this way. So now we've got a nice little layered journal card selection here. And then that's the inside. Okay. Put it this way. All right, there's my journal. Oh, I'm thirsty all of a sudden. Probably from the Benadryl. Is that big enough? That should be pretty big enough. I'm getting out all my tools here. Thank you, Robin, for these little clips. I use them a lot now. She picked those up for me at the dollar store. I used to use these giant paper clips, but these little clippies hold so much better than the giant paper clips. All right, so first things I need to do is decide, is this the order that I want my journal to be in? I'm going to tuck that out of the way so I don't bind it into the spine. And then this goes this way. And I could keep going. Oh, I didn't finish this one. This is going to be I'm going to go ahead and just finish, though. This is going to be a journal card to go here. And it's pretty self-explanatory once I show it to you. Okay. So I'm going to line these all up so they're centered together. I used a grocery sack paper bag as some of the base pages, and then I used 2 envelopes that I happen to have in my stash. All right, this page is shifted a little, and this page is shifted. Okay. I've got it pretty much lined out. Sometimes they shift, so just gotta work them a little bit. And I've got a 3-hole pamphlet stitch template that I made a while back for a different size journal, but I figured it was good enough. It's just 3 holes, and I like to have them equally spaced apart. And so I'm just punching right through the center. Try not to punch myself. There we go. And I'll put the all away in my template, and I want 3 times the height. 1, 2, 3. Cut this. I've got to hurry. I wanted to get off here pretty quick, so. And I'm just doing a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I have separate tutorials that show how to do this. If I need to slow down and explain each hole, let me know. All right, I'm going to put my finger there. There we go. So I go down through the center. I pull my thread out of the way and go back through the center. It's kind of like a figure 8, if that helps. It's like you're making a figure 8 through the page. All right, and I just lost my spot. Where is it? There it is. Okay. And I slip this under that first stitch. And the next thing I do is I want to make sure I don't have any slack here. And I'll tie this off. Did you? Oh, yes, you did. I see them. I have some big ones. That's what it was. You gave me the big ones, not the little ones. I bought the little ones. You gave me the big ones. Well, still thank you. It's your fault that I got them. You're the one that told me about them. Okay. Got that bound together. Just trying to get a few things out of the way here. Got a mess on my table. Yes, indeed. I have a mess on my table. Yes, indeed. Okay, that's better. I'm liking it. All right, so the last thing I want to show you is a way to keep it closed. And I hope I did this right, because I probably didn't. But here's what I did. I took a hole punch and punched a piece of cardstock. And then I punched a hole. No, I took a piece of cardstock. That's what I did first. Let's do that first. This is so much easier to explain. So pick a hole that's going to allow your shank button to go through. This is one way to do it. And so I'm going to move my guide out of the way so I can get in just a little bit from the edge. And I'm punching a hole. And then I'm going to get in my circle punch. And I know this is frosted, so it's hard to see, but I'm lining up that hole to the center as best I can. And punch a hole. And I think I did that again. I meant to use the bigger size hole. And I used the smaller one. So I'm going to try to... Oh, I got to move this out of the way. There. This one happens to be big enough to do that. And then I just poked the shank of the button through that hole after I add some distress inks. And then I've got some elastic here. So my thought was, I'm going to do this. I'm going to feed the elastic through. Oops. And I hope that I cut enough. I'm feeding it through the spine here. And I'm going to take this and wrap it around my journal. And then I've got this heart. And my thought was, I'll tie a knot here. And that will be my closure. So I'm going to take these 2 pieces and tie a knot. Sorry, I got off camera. I could put a bead on here if you want. You could put a journal charm on here. But my thought was if I did that, and then this would just go right here. What do you think? Now you could do it where this is at the bottom. So if you turn your button around and do it the opposite direction, you could have that coming out the bottom. But I think I like it coming out the top. And so this comes open, but since it's woven through here, it's not going to get away from you. You're not going to lose it. So then you can start flipping through. Do you like that idea? Does that give you all some ideas to use buttons? I haven't been using buttons recently, and I was like, I need another way to close a journal. And I thought, well, why couldn't I use a button and the elastic and use up some of those shank buttons? Now, if you don't have a shank button, then what you're going to do is basically sew your button to a circle, and your sewing is going to be the elastic. You're going to go through that button to the back side so that it has a piece to hang on to. Okay? You like that idea? Well, I'll do a separate tutorial where I share that. I'll make some more because I think I saw my bucket of buttons in the other room, so I'll have to get it out. All right, let's flip through this really fast. We're going to pick the last raffle winner here in just a moment, who's going to get a $10 off coupon to my shop. I hope y'all enjoyed today's live, that you're inspired to create. I will be doing some tutorials, but I won't be physically live on Mondays for about a month, maybe two. I need a reset. I need a break from trying to do the 2 hours of tutorial. And, you know, it's a lot of work to sit here and laugh and smile. And that may sound strange sometimes, in that I get really tired at the end. I am getting older. And I just need to refresh my mind a little bit and try to come up with some cute ideas that I think y'all will enjoy. So make sure that you give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. After this video is over, if you could come back and leave a comment and tell me what was your favorite part about this video. And then also be on the lookout for my tutorials that I'm going to be making. Make sure you hit the notification bell if you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, why not get subscribed and see some of my tutorials. Now, tutorials are completely different than my live, where I am precise and to the point, and I show you how to do something and then I'm done. It's not a lot of chit chat, where my lives are chit chat that I've been doing. Alrighty, so let's flip through this really fast. Alter paper clip on the front. This is a gel print with one of Norella's images that I just love. Then this flips over and we have an oversized postcard here in a pocket. We did some stenciling. I used one of my gel prints and rubber stamp and a doily here just to kind of give it a fun feeling. Made a little journal card by adding some pieces to a card that I had a while back, and then made this journaling card out of some scrapbook cardstock. And then this is a double-sided paper clip to help hold this all together, but I'm going to leave it off a moment just because I want to show this journal. And I used a paper sack, and I went around the edge with distress ink and stamped on it and did the stenciling, added one of Norella's images to the front. And then on the inside, I did some more stenciling and made a journal card a couple of weeks ago that I used in a pocket. Over here is some music where I layered some elements. Did some more layering, coloring book page, another one of my stenciled pages. And stenciled pages and stamped. Then this folds out. It's got some stamping on it. So that's what this other journal will kind of be like. I'll do some stamping and stenciling on those pages before I put it together. And then this page, I happen to have a pocket and put a journal card. See the stamping on the back of it. And that's what I made last week on the 10th. So this is inside here. So I'm going to make another one similar that will go in the other envelope that we'll see here in a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and put my altar paper clip back on here. That's what keeps this from flopping around. Okay, then I'll flip this up. And then here we've got Create Beautiful Moments. It's just a stamped simple card. This is a paper sack that I collaged some various gel papers and printed paper that I had decorated with paint. And then I layered some rubber stamped images over a book page stenciled and rubber stamped that I made a while back. And then added the words. Up here, I didn't add anything on this one, so that one's still blank. Here, I showed this a while ago that I just got some journal cards that tags that I made when I made the pocket layers. And then these were just all leftover pieces. Little journal card here that I keep forgetting goes up. And then here's a journal card here, which was made out of a paint chip sample. All right, go back in here. Of course, I'm going to have issues. And this is a gel print stripped around the edge. Here is some handmade paper and rubber stamping. Here is the envelope that we did today. So we open this up, and in the journal card inside, you can see the inside of the envelope. This slides back over. It may need some stamping on here. I may change my mind. And then I added a mixed media, on top of the mixed media paper, I added this little notebook paper. Stamped some coffee dyed cardstock. I found this tag. I may need to add some image to it, but for now I think it's kind of pretty with that blue. And then that was one of Norella's images. And then this is held closed with a paper clip on the side. Stamped here and here, one of Norella's images. And then I didn't put anything on these because you may want to write continuously from one to the next. You may want to flip it around, so believe it. And then here is Expect Great Things. This is going to be a journal card that'll go in the pocket up here, but I'll show it in a moment. And then here's the back. This is where the other journal will be in the back. I'll make that the same. So let's flip this around. I didn't add a title to the back of this. I may do that later. There is a pocket here. And then this flips up. And then here is a journal pocket. And then I had this little journal card that I made a while back. And I was trying to figure out, do I want to put a pocket on here? And I think, well, I'll just paper clip it. That kind of gives it another little decoration on there. So here I had saved, thanks for being here, Sherry, have a great day, some pieces. My thought was, wouldn't this look really cute if I had a journal card that came out, and on the edge, because I think this is where on the edge you could see the paint chips coming out. So I'm going to cut this to have the paint chip coming out of there, and I'll use a little piece of fabric that I found and something else to go in there. And then here's the page I showed y'all. And then this flips up, and that's back to the center. So that's the journal. I hope y'all liked it. I hope it gives you some inspiration to make your own and share it in the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. I like this. I like this. I really like this. I especially like it because I can make it look like an X, and it kind of reminds me of a stack of envelopes that you might have seen on a coffee table. I don't know. I like it. Thank you very much, Sherry. Bye-bye. All right, Julie, let's pick the winner. The winner of the $10 coupon is da 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 da. Connie Barch, congratulations. I will email a coupon to you, Connie, and you can place an order. Did I send your order yet? Are you the one that needs rubber stamps made? I bet you are. I think yours is the last order in Robin's order. I've got Robin stamps made in the last batch. I've just got to make the papers that they go, the packaging. All right. Thank you guys and gals and friends and followers and just people that have been a blessing to me. I greatly appreciate you. I'll miss talking live to you. I know I will have the live premiere, so I'll come to the chat so I can answer questions, especially during the tutorial. So that'll be live. So you can still come at 3:45 p.m. Central Standard Time, which will keep you in the habit. It'll just be a shorter video. That way those will still be up there. And then when I come back in September, I can't decide, September, October, then you'll still have the same time frame. Because the reason I'll come back is to make the journals for the music kit coming up. Yes, it's a good thing you stayed, Connie. Congratulations. I'll get those coupon codes out tomorrow. Robin will remind me, I'm sure. Let's see what else. Thank you all so very much. Y'all do something kind for somebody else this week. Give them some words of encouragement, and hopefully it'll spread like wildfire, and we'll have a lot of people that are so happy and willing to share. Do check out the group where I asked the question, what tutorials are you looking for? So definitely go there and leave a comment of what kind of tutorials you're looking for. Or if you know the answers to someone's question and request, you can answer that as well. Alrighty, well, I'm going to get off here. Y'all have an amazing week, and I hope that you are blessed beyond measure. Y'all take care. Lots of love, everybody. Bye-bye.